It is freezing today.
Well, not exactly, but cold.
If I walk outside in this redneck t-shirt,
41 degrees.
that's freezing compared to what it was.
Yeah.
It was
70s this week.
70s this week, correct.
In March in Indiana. So
Correct.
That's huge.
Because we were outside washing the Jeep. Did a fire.
Yep, campfire.
Which you'll see right now. Look at that. This garage.
That's a different day.
That is a different day. We gotta clean this garage out, but sorry.
I'm on my tiptoes.
Well, I usually have to bend down in some of the videos, so it's only right that you have to stand on your tiptoes. We just learned that Jamie's parents got a dog.
Maybe, I don't know. A text just came through.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know. So we're kind of like distracted. Anyways, was it 70? 70 degrees outside?
Yeah.
It's warm.
On March the 22nd. Yep.
It's warm enough. I'm looking above the Jeep and I see like gnats flying around. So I don't like gnats, but I'll take them if it means that it's going to be warm out in March.
Right.
So we're taking advantage of this weather. We haven't gone on a walk yet, which we should, but
We go next.
work and kids running and whatever. But we're going to wash the Jeep, so.
Yep.
Tired of paying for car washes.
We're doing all the 70 degree in March.
Yeah, so no longer, as long as we can, we're not going to pay for another car wash until it gets like super cold out again. Because it's fun and you save money. So
Right.
How about that?
Yep.
So that's what you're about to see. Jeep, Wrangler, Willie's edition, all black, blacked out, washing, sudsing it up on a nice day in March.
Right. Let's go. I got a little wet. I think so. Yee. Look at these two wishing they were outside helping. Just standing there staring at us.
That was good. Kitchenal confession. Kitchenal.
Oh, there you go.
Made up another word. Kitchen confessional number 3. So, okay, yeah. So this past week, we wrote a blog post because, I mean, the blog post came out of a discussion that Jamie and I were having. And I'm like, well, this is about parenting, so we both need to write it. So content-wise, we both wrote this post, and it was really fun to kind of like talk through it. The idea being, I mean, we've got a big booty charcoal lab right now, and as we walk past it, her tail's like boom, boom, like constantly going back and forth. But what we didn't realize, or I guess we realized it, but what we forgot about when we bought Zoe 7 years ago, because Zoe doesn't do this. Our little 5-pound, 6-pound Havapoo doesn't chase her tail. But Lola, I don't know if you can hear that. Lola's chewing her food right now.
She hears her name.
Chases her tail on the regular. So probably not every day, but every other day. She's just round and round, just trying to grab her tail, which most of the time she can't because it's attached to her butt and she can't get around fast enough to get it most of the time. So I thought in my head, I'm like, parenting is kind of like chasing your tail.
Mm-hmm. It is. It's the saying the same things over and over without the desired result.
Correct. Do the dishes. 15 minutes later. The dishes. It's easy. Like when I was growing up, we had to wash the dishes.
Maybe though, there's sometimes if they walk away and we forget, they get away with not doing it though. So I think in an effort for us not to be nagging, we don't stay on top of it sometimes. And so sometimes it doesn't get done because...
Oh no, we've set our expectations at times way too high. Thinking that if we ask them to put the dishes away, do the dishwasher, that they'll actually maybe do it. Or
sometimes they do.
No, they
so,
do.
Yeah.
We joking, kid. But yeah, no, they have done it a lot of times, and a lot of times they haven't done it. So it's the chasing of the tail of, hey, do the dishes. They don't do the dishes. Hey, do the dishes, and you nag, and then you harp, and then you get angry, and it's just this circular motion of asking them to do something, and then they don't do it, and then you ask them again, and then they don't do it, and it's just like round. Yeah, it's like I can't, and then
you're gonna get sick.
And then just like Lola, you get tired from chasing your tail, which causes anger and frustration because you're already tired from everything else. And one more thing makes you even more tired. And in our tiredness and exhaustion, we let things get to us a little bit
and we don't
easier.
always respond the way we want to.
No, that's absolutely 100% correct. A lot of the times we don't respond how we ourselves want to respond. Yelling, throwing kids out the second story window. So yeah, so I don't know. So that's kind of what we were talking about this week and going back and forth and figuring out, well, how do we stop chasing our tails?
Right, and we used a simple doing the dishes example, but this extends beyond the easy things too. It's extended to schoolwork.
Yes.
And other...
getting on the bus on time.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Because when they don't get on the bus,
that inconveniences us, and then we're mad and frustrated.
Right.
When we're learning, it's really not about their behavior.
No, like behavior modification, changing their behavior is super important. Mm-hmm. But it's not about just changing their behavior. Mm-hmm. It's a bigger thing than that.
Mm-hmm. Right, it's about their hearts. It's about our hearts in the process.
Correct. So yeah, so it's really about their heart, which really, in the long run, with short-term pieces, it's about our hearts. Mm-hmm. And right. If our hearts aren't where they need to be, focusing on what they need to be focusing on, chasing after the things that our hearts should be chasing after, then we surely can't expect our kids' hearts to be doing the same thing or right. be doing the things that we would want them to do.
Right.
As, good citizens, good human beings, but also we're all children of God. So it just makes sense that when your heart is changed, then your behavior follows. Mark Beeson always said, love this, in the beginning of the year, in January, I think, is where your heart goes, your money follows. Mm-hmm. And it's the same kind of principle, is that where your heart is, your behavior is going to follow along with your heart. So it's not what we've been learning. We've known that. It's just reminding ourselves that we need to look at ourselves and our hearts, and then help our kids' hearts grow. So yeah.
That's good.
You
I
can
was laughing because the dogs are play fighting back behind us.
Lola.
Come here.
Lola.
Come here. Nope.
And then Zoe, you can't see the 6-pound
She's a
Habakkuk.
bell.
Unreal.
Oh, I don't want kisses. That's gross.
No, it is gross. So, kitchen confessional number 3. We need to stop chasing our tails. Well, yeah, we need to stop chasing our tails.
Right.
And it's a perspective shift, because we can tend to focus on just the behavior and forget about the true underlying root of where that behavior is. And when we can shift our perspective to making it about their hearts, which is really about our hearts, then we can stop chasing our tails and live better lives and teach our kids to follow after Jesus as opposed to just do the dishes.
Right.
Because doing the dishes becomes an act of service.
Right.
And then doing your schoolwork or practicing your sport, like you said, becomes using your talents and your abilities for God. So it's a whole perspective shift, and that's kind of what this week has been about. And usually when we write about things like blog posts, usually we struggle a little bit more
That area. When you wrote that this week, I said, oh, that means parenting's going to be really hard this week.
Yep, and it hasn't really been too
bad.
No,
don't say it. You're a baseball player. Don't say it.
Sorry, you're right.
Oh,
she burped, but there's no throw up, so that's a positive. Anytime Zoe burps, we wonder what's coming next. Anyways, anything else?
I think that's plenty to think about.
Okay, then that's it.